The disappearance of a child, it often evokes profound empathy from people all across walks of life. It's the vulnerability and innocence of children that make their absence particularly heart-wrenching as families, friends, and community come together to hope for their safe return. This deep emotional connection stems from the universal understanding of the fear and anguish that accompanies not knowing the fate of a loved one. Whether parents themselves or not, many people can relate to the protective instincts that children inspire, and their sudden vanishing creates an intense shared grief. It is because children are the hope for the future we see ourselves in them, the innocence of their smiles, and who they are as little people. It brings joy to the heart. When a child goes missing, it becomes much more than a local tragedy. It touches hearts nationwide, sparking an outpouring of compassion, support, grief, and a determination to help in any way possible. Diana Belinda Alvarez was a beautiful little girl. She disappeared from her home in Fort Myers, Lee County, Florida, on May 29th of 2016. Police quickly identified Jorge Guerrero, a former roommate of Diana's family, as a suspect in her case. They found photos of her in his phone that he should not have had, and he admitted to doing things he should not have done to her while he lived with her family. Guerrero was charged with possession of child photos. In May 2017, nearly 1 year after her disappearance and on the eve of her 10th birthday, he was found guilty and one count of child photos and one count of production of child photos. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison. The next day, he was charged with acts an adult should never do to a child. Diana was the victim. In May 2018, 1 year after he was charged and convicted of child photo charges, he was also charged with first-degree murder in her case. In March 2020, she was no longer considered missing as her remains were found by surveyors in Yeehaw Junction, Florida. Guerrero is still awaiting trial for her murder. We ask that you don't forget about her, Diana Belinda Alvarez. She was a 9-year-old beautiful little girl, and now she is no longer with us. If you have any other information regarding her, please call the Lee County Sheriff's Office at 239 477 1000. Again, 239 477 1000. Thank you. This is the case of Cynthia Crystal Martinez. Cynthia left her home at about 5 p.m. on July 15th, 2017. She was going to go to a quinceañera party. At about 11 p.m., after the party, she went to the Tequila Nights Bar and Grill in the 3300 block of River Road in Keyser, Oregon. She went there with a female friend and two men she did not know. Because she did not have her purse and her outfit didn't have any pockets, her friend held her phone and ID for her. Now, Martinez's companions left the bar without her, and 10 to 15 minutes later, she left the bar alone. The surveillance camera showed her coming back inside, accompanied by another man, just a few minutes later. It's possible she was looking for a ride home, since the people she'd come with had already left. So Martinez left again with two Hispanic men in a light blue 2004 Honda Odyssey minivan a few minutes after 2:30 a.m. This was on July 16th. After that, she never arrived home and was never seen or heard from again. Police, doing their due diligence, identified both the men she had been with. One was ruled out immediately as a suspect, but the other, Jaime Alvarez Olivares, a farm worker from Mexico, is considered a person of interest in her disappearance. Strangely enough, he left town the same day she disappeared, and to this day, nobody can find him. The police did find the minivan, which was Alvarez Olivares' vehicle, parked at his ex-girlfriend's apartment on Cleveland Street in Woodburn, Oregon. They would like to speak to anyone who saw Martinez, Alvarez Olivares, or the Honda Odyssey between 2:30 a.m. on July 16th and 11:45 a.m. on July 17th when they found it. Alvarez Olivares is being sought for questioning in Martinez's disappearance. Her family does not believe she had met him before that night. Sadly enough, she leaves behind 4 children, one of whom was only 3 months old. Foul play is possible in her disappearance, and her case, to this day, remains unsolved. Cynthia Crystal Martinez is 5 feet tall. She weighs between 120 to 140 pounds. Today, she would be 33 years old. On the night of her disappearance, she had on a black romper with a pattern of pink and white roses and black open-toed lace-up ankle boots with stacked platform heels. She drove a light blue 2004 Honda Odyssey minivan, and again, that van was accounted for. She has black hair and brown eyes. She was wearing false eyelashes at the time of her disappearance, and she may have been wearing fake fingernails. Her ears are pierced. She has the following tattoos: the name Dominguez on her upper chest, the words "Trust no one, blow it" across her breast, the word charisma on her upper right arm at the shoulder, a princess crown on her upper left arm at the shoulder, the phrase "Forgive, never forget." On the top front of her left shoulder, the name Jesse. On the top of her right shoulder, the number 503 behind her right ear. The phrase "walk by faith, not by sight" on the outside of her right calf. The letter C in Old English script between her left index finger and thumb. The face of Marilyn Monroe with a skull face on her right thigh with the phrase, "If you're going to be two-faced, at least make one of them pretty." And the word "trust" next to her side where her right arm is down, and the word "faith" next to her side when her right arm is up. If you know anything about this case, anything at all, please call the Kaiser Police Department at 503-390-3713. Again, 503-390-3713. Thank you.